Okay, and we are live. Hello, good evening, afternoon to everybody who is watching on our page, Accountability Lab South Africa. This is our second Meet the Icon live, Facebook Live. And today we're going to be speaking to Clinton Odayar. Sorry if I'm not saying it right, Clinton, who is a canine search and rescue officer, part of the South African Police Services, and was selected or voted as an integrity icon in 2019. So we're just going to be speaking about the campaign. We're going to be speaking about Clinton's work in general. And yeah, any topics surrounding that. If you have any questions, please write them in the comment section for us. And yeah, I think we can get started. So, Farai, do you want to introduce yourself before we start?
So I am Farai Salanu, and I am a non-profit management fellow at Accountability Lab. We're obviously going to take this time to honor the guest of the evening, which is Clinton himself. So we're just going to kick it off and ask you, Clinton, to tell us just a bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do.
Okay, thanks for having me. Okay, I am Clinton Odayar, also known as Sergeant Clinton, Sergeant Odayar, but in the community, I'm known as Clinton. I'm a K9 search and rescue handler, police officer in the South African Police Services. I've got 18 years of policing experience, of which 12 years I've spent in Umhlali K9 Unit at the search and rescue K9 division. And what I basically do is I search for lost or missing persons. Any person that's been lost on land or water, I utilize my canine, Dante, who's a close companion to me. He's more like a son to myself as well. So we search for lost or missing persons, and I'm also trained as a specialized local rescue technician that's sailed down mountains to access environments where people have been trapped down mountains or fallen down cliffs. So I access that with my techniques, as well as especially in food water rescue. So people that have been swept away with waters, floodings. So Dante also helps me search for these kind of people. He can smell up to 7 meters deep underwater, and he assists me in locating these people. So this is Clinton. I'm also a normal citizen of South Africa. I lead a perfectly normal life with a wife, 2 beautiful girls. I go to church and live a perfectly normal life. I'm on call 24/7 with Dante as well. So any part of the night, any part of the day, it's a public holiday, or while I'm at church, I get called out. So that's my life. That's Clinton.
Okay, wow. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. I think we want to kind of get a bit more background on why you wanted to join the police service and specifically K9 Search and Rescue. Did it just kind of happen that you went in that department, or did you specifically want to work in K9 Search and Rescue?
Okay, I would say more or less this just fell into place. It just happened. More or less could be ordained. What I do is more or less a calling. You're going to have passion and dedication to become a rescue handler, going the extra mile. I guess more or less that's why I've been nominated as a search and rescue handler or as an integrity icon for my dedication to duty. So it's not a basic fairy tale story of wanting to grow up to be a police officer. I grew up in a household where my aunts guided me and brought me up. And the very same aunt had become a police official. So she had somehow encouraged me over the years to join the police service. No, I don't become a police officer. And after seeing her accomplishments and what she's achieved over the years, I decided to follow in her footsteps. So she has left us now late last year. She's no more. So I decided to take over and fulfill where she left off. So I think I'm on the right path of achieving what she has achieved. And yeah, that's what has motivated me to become a police officer.
Wow, what a meaningful story.
So it sounds like you are definitely on the right path to achieving what she achieved and even more than that. But also sounds like a lot of hard work and a lot of training and seems also very strenuous. So I think I'm curious to find out, like, what are the highlights maybe of your job?
Right, talking about a lot of dedication and strenuous, just to expand on my previous comment, I had to leave home for 6 months. I left behind a pregnant wife and my 18-month baby. So yeah, it was a sacrifice that I had to make. So looking at the highlights and the perks or benefits of where I am today, I get to spend more time with Dante. Dante is a magnificent canine. He's more or less a son to me. So I look forward to going to him every morning. He's that sixth sense that I have. When I go out on a search, he's that sixth sense that leads me to fulfilling our task at hand. And also experiencing and exploring different kind of terrains. We travel across the province, across the country sometimes, and exploring the beauty and experiencing the beauty of nature. So also bringing closure to the family. People tend to depend upon me as the last resort to bring closure to them. So I think the highlight of what I do is fulfilling success, gaining success, and bringing closure to the family.
Wow, sounds like you definitely have a lot of positive things about the work that you do, and I think that's very important because a lot of the time, you know, when we speak about the police service and speak about people who are police officers, there doesn't seem to be much, you know, positive narrative around that. So I think it's really great that, you know, you're forming that special bond with Dante, and also the work that you do reaches far and wide. We're just going to go to the comments for a bit. We have Nazir Sadak saying Nazir is watching. And we have Jenny Nika, really admire the work you do, Clint. Duran Governor says, keep it up, Clinton. Yvonne says, a true hero. And Nosikle saying, Sergeant, greeting you over there. So how do you feel about the communities that you work in and the different people that you meet in your job? Do you find that that's also something that's quite rewarding to be part of, seeing the impact in people's lives?
Yeah, I would say I'm blessed to be located in KwaZulu-Natal. Community that I work with, they are magnificent. They're remarkable. Starting off with the Community Policing Forum that's formed as the part of the community. They support me 100% here, and as well as security companies and other agencies like the medical companies. They also are behind me 100%. We have a close-knit relationship, and yeah, we are privileged to be part of this community. There are quite a few instances where I go out and it's just myself and maybe a crew. It's just the two of us trying to do a search. It's amazing how the community comes together, supports us, helps us cut through the different kinds of terrains, helps us get down mountains, leads us through to shorter paths to get to a specific destination. And even if we do locate a person that's deceased, assisting us to extricate and remove the person closer to a roadside, they are hands-on. They are totally, I feel, unlike a normal police officer going alone into an environment, always watching his back, I feel safe when I'm with the community. I feel safe that they are actually behind me and supporting me, standing together.
Indeed, community is very, very important. I just want to also find out, we spoke about the highlights of your job. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced? And then also maybe if you can touch on, working with missing persons, that can also be a very emotionally taxing experience. What are those challenges and how do you deal with them?
Yeah, when you spoke about challenges, the first thing that clicked was emotions. I'm normal, I'm human, like every one of you out there. And yeah, emotions do play a major role in this. We do get sensitive. I have kids, I have a wife, I have a mother. So I can imagine the trauma and that the family goes through when they lose a loved one. So I put myself in that shoes. Actually, that becomes the driving force. It much as it is a challenge, it becomes a highlight and motivation for me to push forward to try and bring closure to the family. So that's one of the challenges that I do experience. And I actually have a long list of challenges that comes to mind. But just a few that also I would like to note is language barriers. I've been trying for a few years now to get in the Zulu language. So I am getting there. But when it comes to receiving first-hand information, vital information, I could miss a few words that could perhaps lead me totally off track. So language barriers do play a major role. In KwaZulu-Natal, there's a lot of Zulu-speaking people. And yeah, so one of my challenges. Just recently, while conducting searches in the river for a missing child that drowned, that was in the Tongat area, in the community that I live in, we came across, I would say, thousands of plastic bottles. And it became a challenge working through those bottles to search for the person. As much as Dante was there, it gave an indication that the child is drowned in the vicinity, because it was 2 days the child had been washed away. Getting access to locate the child was challenging. Okay, and these are all man-made the challenges that we come across. These were thrown by us humans. It's nothing natural that we come across. The things that our fellow humans has caused. So yeah, that's one of the challenges that also hindered me in conducting a search.
And then in terms of the environment, how are there any organizations around the area that that work to solve the issues of pollution? Because you're talking about a lot of plastic bottles in the area, a lot of, does law enforcement work with organizations, or is it just kind of, pollution just sitting there?
Coincidentally, that this specific incident had brought that community close together. I started the search with just like about 4 men, close family. I ended up conducting a search with more or less 50 to 100 people at my back, coming in, clearing those bottles, packing them into packets. I had non-government organizations also step in, community from far and wide, driving in, bringing in nets to sack out those bottles. So everybody played an important role in that. And we got the councillor involved. We got it to the attention of the local councillors and the municipalities. So yeah, I think that one isolated incident had escalated to bring it to their attention what's actually in those rivers and what attention needs to be done in the environment.
Wow, that's great.
So I think it would be great to go into the business of today, which is why you are here, Clinton, Integrity Icon. So I'm curious as to what the impact was of you winning Integrity Icon.
Right. Firstly, it's been a remarkable experience. Thanks to the Accountability Lab, the team, what you have put together. So from day one, it's been totally amazing. Everything was a surprise. As it kept unfolding and unfolding, it was a total surprise every day that I came into contact with your team. So after winning Integrity Icon, this opened up a book of my life. Everything that I look at it in a different perspective. People look at me in a different light. When they look at me, they look at a role model. They look at an icon, an integrity icon. So, in terms of my career, the police officers that are at the station level, they look up to me and say, "Oh, we want to become like you. How do we join the search and rescue division? We want to follow in your footsteps as well. Please guide us and help us to get to that path." So this has been a positive influence in my career. I've also went on to get more awards based upon my integrity. And yeah, it's been all positive and all uphill since winning the Integrity Icon Award.
So, Clinton, how important do you think integrity is in being able to carry out your work as a police officer?
Being a police officer, I think honesty and integrity should be your core foundation. In fact, it should be in the enlisting guidelines. When you look at your normal police academy, height, weight, I think integrity should be a ticking box there as well. So having integrity helps you deal with the community. It helps you accomplish challenges that are ahead of you. So yeah, I think it's quite vital and important. An individual has standards of integrity and totally accountable for your actions, and more especially that the community, because we serve the community, they need to gain our trust. So we need to be honest, transparent, and serve them to the best of our ability, and also being the best that we can be.
Definitely. Okay, so we have some more questions that we're going to go into. Generally, Nika is asking, please expand on the training you do with Dante.
All right. Okay, initially when I started, I'll go back to when I started training with Dante. Dante was an ordinary dog, a household dog, related to the police. So I had to start from scratch, firstly establishing a bond with Dante, which took like about a month or two for him to actually look me directly in the eye. We never had to have direct eye contact because he used to always shy away from me. And yeah, it took some time to gain his trust. It took me 6 months to actually train him and get him up to standard as a rescue dog to search for live or deceased person. And yeah, it's constant training. Dogs are like kids. So constant repetition, constant encouragement, constant rewarding. It's like bringing up a child. It's putting values into a child. It's very same for dog as well. So that's what training a dog is all about.
Oh, okay, I hope that answers the question from Generally. We have Kiloshni saying, great work, Clint. Sandy, thank you for all you do. God bless and protect you, Clinton. Exceptional achievement from Hayden, super staff. So just a lot of people that are a fan of you, Clinton. Okay, so as you know, we're in a period that is very dynamic right now in South Africa. We're currently dealing with this coronavirus pandemic and things are changing quite rapidly. So if you can, would you like to share a bit about your experience during the coronavirus, what your role has been as a police officer, and what do you think is the responsibility that the police service in general has to South African people during a time like this?
Okay, as we come across to experience this pandemic, I think we have a responsibility to be open and transparent to the community, to gain the trust in the community. So, yeah, without trust, I don't see us going forward in any way. So, community depends upon us. We need to serve them faithfully and diligently. We've seen on the news recently a lot of negativity that's been portrayed of the police service. But I'm glad that we have firm management up there that takes a stand for all this negativity that comes across, and disciplines. Discipline is set onto those police officers. They do stray away from the law. So we create a safe and secure environment for all people in South Africa. So that's what we're called to do. That's what we will do, and yeah, that's our responsibility to the community of South Africa.
So you've spoken about obviously your responsibility towards the community. So I think we just want to know, you are doing your work, you're doing what you're called to, you're doing what you think you should be doing in this pandemic, and we're very grateful for that. What advice would you have for South Africans and the community at large in regards to what they should be doing during this pandemic?
Right. I think every South African citizen or every person in South Africa would agree that we are experiencing tough times. We will be awaiting the president speak in a few minutes or an hour or two from now to see what the future of South Africa holds for us. So my advice to South Africans is be the best that you can be. Be law-abiding citizens. Listen to your president. He's a man of valor. He's a man of his word. From what we've seen from the time the pandemic had started, he's been open and transparent to all of us. So let us listen to him. Let us be obedient unto the law. Police officers are out there acting on instruction from your president. So let's comply with the law. If they say stay indoors, stay indoors. It is for your own safety. It's for the safety of your loved ones. So if you want to see a positive future, brighter future ahead in South Africa, let's stay positive. So be obedient and listen to what he has to say.
That's some really good advice there, Clinton. Just some more comments. We have Nazir again saying, thank you, Clinton, for your passion and dedication. And I am not going to get this person's name right, but there is another comment that says, we salute you, Clinton. You are amazing at what you do. I think our final question, isn't necessarily relating only to coronavirus, but generally the relationship between the police and citizens of the country. We spoke a bit about communities and building trust in communities, but what do you think it will take for people to fully trust the police? Because again, we've spoken about how there's a lot of negative views around the police, and we see that situations escalate very quickly, and on both sides we can put responsibility for how things have gone wrong. So how do you think that people can trust the police more? What do you think needs to be done?
Okay, I would say we need to treat every member of the community with respect. Then gain our trust by us respecting them. In addition to that, we also need to model excellence and be role models to our fellow police officers as well. And I would personally like to also commend the Umhlali K9, so the Umhlali SAPS station commander, as well as the Tongat SAPS station commanders. They are leading by excellence. They've established a firm relationship with the community. They are teaching us members how to gain trust and how to establish a relationship with the community. So they are leading by one example. They've got the community on their side. They've got the security companies and private sector on their side as well. So I think we are on the right path. If every citizen can report crime and not shy away from this, that's also a major factor that also helps in gaining trust as well. Because a lot of times community says, "Oh, we phoned the police did nothing about it." But pick up that phone, give positive, straightforward information, not misleading information, straightforward information, positive information that police can act upon and see a difference in your community. So yeah, I would think respect is a major role that the police has to play in gaining the trust.
It seems like we have one additional question that we're just going to chuck in there very quickly. But you obviously are an inspiration, Clinton. So I'm wondering what advice you have for young people who look to you or look to obviously the police force and want to join it. What advice do you have for them?
But I would say be the change in the community. If you want to live in a country that's if you want to live in a country that's sees a future, that where you see a future, and a police officer has powers and authority to maintain and uphold the law of South Africa. If you want to make a difference, step in, be that difference. I would encourage you to be a person of change. Don't step back and look at the negativity of this country. Don't look back at the negativity of the South African police services. We need you. We want you to come aboard and be part of us. And if you see a vision for South Africa, come aboard and open up that vision for us. And let's look forward to a brighter future in South Africa.
Amazing. I think closing comments from an amazing man, Clinton. We just want to thank you so much for being a role model. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you do in keeping our communities safe. We are ever and eternally grateful for that. So thank you so much. We want to thank everybody who's joined us this evening for joining us. And we want to let you know that Integrity Icon nominations 2020 are officially open. So please nominate anybody that you may know who's a public servant, who's in education, health and safety, injustice and injustice and in those sectors. And you can do that on the Integrity Icon website. It's integrityiconorg.org. South Africa, and you can basically on that platform nominate anybody who you feel serves with integrity or goes beyond the call of duty, such as men and women like Clinton. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Clinton, again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just one last comment. Great job, Clinton. We admire your dedication and hard work. Your passion to serve us is outstanding. Keep going, stay strong, be safe. And I think that's a really great one to end on. If there's anything that you'd like to close with, Clinton?
I just want to thank the Accountability Lab for putting me in the limelight, for naming and framing me for the tasks that I have achieved in my career. And every citizen or every police officer or government employee can be in my position. It's never too late. Make the change, be positive, and be a person of integrity.
Okay, and I think we will wrap it up there. Thank you and good night.
Night.
Okay.